What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of How to Leverage AI in Your Business. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how you could turn a normal black and white picture, right? We all have that. We all have old pictures of black and white family members, sometimes grandmas, grandpas, right? And today, I'm going to show you how to change these pictures into color, right? You're going to add color and you're going to make them high definition with ChatGPT, man. So I'm going to show you how to do all of this. So if you're going through old pictures, right, and they're black and white, just know that you can add some real high definition in these pictures. And I'm going to show you right now, man. I'm going to show you a lot, right? I'm going to show you how to leverage AI in your business. So first, I know you see this picture, right? This is a picture of my grandpa and grandma, right? So as you see, it's black and white, right? Skin tone, right? You can tell it's pretty old. But what if I want to make this into a high definition picture, right? What if I want to add color? What if I want to make my grandpa Stevenson's suit green, or I want her lipstick, my grandma's lipstick, to be red? Come on. I can do that with ChatGPT, right? So all you have to do it's pretty simple. All you have to do, look at my prompt, right? All I said was turn this picture into color for me both, and I'm saying it. I'm like, turn this picture into color for me, right? So I'm enabling ChatGPT what to do. Turn this picture into color for me. Both the men and the women are light skinned, right? And I just put lighted, they know what I mean. I want the woman to have red lipstick and the man to have a green army suit shot with a 35 millimeter lens, right? So this is where you gotta know your photography game at, because I'm a professional photographer and videographer. So when I say shot with a 35 millimeter lens, a 35 millimeter lens is a highly detailed shot lens, right? You're gonna get smooth pictures with that. So I said shot with a 35 millimeter lens, and then here's another part of the photography game. Highly detailed, right? I throw in that highly detailed in there. Come on, guys. You gotta be specific with ChatGPT. You just can't be like, turn this picture into color for me. It's gonna give you anything. Describe what you want ChatGPT to do, right? So I'm like, okay, I want this to be highly detailed with a shallow depth of field background. This where also knowing your profession as a photography and videography can help you elevate your business with ChatGPT, because a shallow depth of field, that means this background is going to be slightly blurred. But I know you're saying, Jackie, what if I don't like that background? Cool. With ChatGPT, you can easily change it. Look, the background should be a army based elegant background. So I'm actually gonna change the background because the curtains right here are kind of bland. I press generate and look what I got. Watch this. Look what I got from this prompt. Like I said, you want to be highly detailed, specific, and do your prompts with clarity, right? Look what I got. Look at that. Look how ChatGPT generated that image. It looks great. Look at that. So at this point, you could turn any black and white image, right, into color, right? And it has a shallow depth of field like I wanted. It's highly detailed, shot on a 35 millimeter lens. I told it to give me an army background, right? Come on. Look at that. We're going to play with it some more, though. Come on. Look, you can keep doing this. Turn this picture into color for me. The car is red. Two other children at the car are light skin and caramel. This is shot on a 35mm lens and highly detailed shot with a shadow depth of field. Pretty much, I'm just repeating the same prompt, but I want the car to be red, you know, all this type of stuff. But you're pretty much refurbishing the same prompt that you did, right? Like the car could have been black. I want it to be red. And then, you know, I got even more detail with it. I'm like, okay, make the seats, right, red and white. Look what it gave me. I'm going to show you. Look at that. Look at that, right? Come on, highly detailed. It looks like something that was shot in the year 2025, right? Come on. It even cleared up the image for me. That's what I'm saying, you guys. Use your skill set and your mindset for photography and videography to update old pictures, right? This part would never been that good if I wouldn't have put the 35mm lens at prompt on there, right? Or if I wouldn't have said shallow depth of field, right? Come on. It's all about what you put into the prompt. You gotta know the vocabulary if you want ChatGPT to work for you. And that's what any business or endeavor, you have to know the vocabulary. Once you know the vocabulary, you can delegate that vocabulary term to the machine and it's gonna know what you're talking about. Clarity, Pacific, is everything when it comes to using ChatGPT as a business model and leveraging it in your business. Look at this. Same exact thing. Picture of my grandma. That's the great grandma right there in the middle, right? And once again, you got the grandma and grandpa, and we have the baby right here. I don't know which auntie that is, but man, the genetics are strong. So turn this picture into color for me, right? And I'm saying the 4 people are light skinned. And I'm actually saying what I want the colors to be, right? I'm like, okay, give the lady in the middle a yellow shirt. The man and the woman should have on a red shirt, right? They should both have on red shirts. And the baby have a yellow shirt. Once again, shot with a 35mm lens, right? Shadow depth of field background, and etc. And I'm like, I want the colors to be vibrant. So look at this. Look at this. I want you to really look at that, right? Look what ChatGPT is about to give me, right? You can do this with any photo. So if grandma or grandpa has some old photos, you're going to take it right to ChatGPT. This is what you're going to do. You're going to take it right to ChatGPT and you're going to turn it into this masterpiece right here. Look at that. You're going to turn it into this masterpiece. You know what else you're going to do as a photographer and videographer? You're going to print it out for them. Frame it up. Come on. This could be a business for somebody. You can actually say, hey, look, for such and such price, I'm going to turn this picture into color for you. I'm going to add details. I'm going to add structures. I'm going to elevate this picture in HD for you, right? And you got a business using ChatGPT. I could tell you one thing. Over 15 years ago, it would took hours to do. It would took hours for me to change this into color, right? It would have been a full process. Now we are living in the year 2025 where most of your business can be automated. Look at that. Most of your business can be automated now, right? So for the last step, I'm going to show you how I do this in real time. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you. We got a black and white picture of some of the aunties. My mom is in there. And look at this. Wow. Really check this out. And I got to type. I normally use voice memo. Normally use ChatGPT on my phone. But now we're using it on a computer. Let's check it out. Turn this into color. All the people The picture are caramel skin. So I'm telling ChatGPT all of them are caramel skin. One has a yellow shirt on. Well, I'll say green. One has a brown shirt on. And the other, we'll just say purple. And once again, I'm going to say this is shot on 35mm lens. And I'm telling you, it's much easier if you do this on your phone because you can use voice memo technology to actually type it for you, right? Nobody's really typing anymore. You know, we're using voice memo on our phones, right? If I wanted to say the same prompt, I would easily just say it to ChatGPT on my phone. But since I'm on the computer, I'm typing it. 35mm lens, highly detailed. And that's just something light, you know, it's something light. And we're just going to see what it generates, right? You know, we're going to see what it generates. But this is pretty much it, man. You can turn black and white photos, right, into high definition pictures, just like this. You can save it, right? Because once it's on ChatGPT, it's yours. You created it, right? You prompt engineer it, so you can save it, right? And essentially just print it out and hang it up. Look at that. I mean, like, you know, look at the detail. But do you see how important understanding the vocabulary is, right? I said highly detailed, right? I said highly detailed in my prompt. I'm going to show you. Look. Highly detailed shot with a 35mm lens. So what you put in your prompt is going to be the pinnacle of how your picture is going to look, right? So you, very important. Like I keep saying and reiterating all the time, you have to be specific with your prompts. You have to have clarity with your prompts, right? I can't say this more than enough. Look at that. Look at the detail. The brown eyes, right? Everything looks great, man. The shadow depth of field, the green army suit. I mean, golly, man, we are living in the future. We are living in the future, right? And let's just see if this prompt just got done generating, because it generates fast, right? Okay, still going, right? Still going. But like I said, man, look how these pictures are generating. I'm telling you, you can make a business out of this, right? You can easily go on Google, right? Let's go to Google. Let's go to Google. We'll type in Martin Luther King. All right. Most of Martin Luther King's pictures are black and white, right? Most of them. But with the technique I just showed you, we all know that we can now turn black and white pictures into color with ChatGPT, right? So why not do this with Martin Luther King, right? There's a couple already in color already of them, right? There's images. So let's get creative, man. Let's start bringing some of these pictures, these old pictures back in the past, right? And start adding HD color in them with ChatGPT. Start really bringing out the colors, bringing out the energy in these pictures, and then recreate them in a slideshow, right? And then do a voiceover in that slideshow explaining the history of Dr. Martin Luther King. A distracted race will get erased. So we can use ChatGPT to create our own media and refurbish some of the old pictures and turn it into our own pictures. Vibrant colors, everything. You don't even have to, I'm telling you, man, graphic design is there. You don't even have to be an artist anymore, right? The real art is prompt engineering and how well you delegate a prompt to ChatGPT. That's the real art now, right? The real art is the creative mind and how well you can actually think and delegate a task to the machine. Look at that. Whoa. Whoa. Look what just happened. Look at that. Look what just happened. Wow. That is incredible. I can't say it more enough. The proof is in the pudding. Look at that. Turn this into color. All the people are caramel skin. One has a green shirt, brown shirt, and it says shot with 35mm lens, highly detailed, right? Look at that. Wow. I mean, that is incredible, man. Like everything's really popping. And like I said, it really cleaned up the picture. Do you see how this picture is slightly blurred, right? It's blurred, right? We take it to ChatGPT, right? It's going to clean up all of that. Because I said shot with 35mm lens, highly detailed. So it's going to clear out that blurriness, right? And automatically make this into a high definition picture. It's going to automatically make this into a high definition picture. Look. Slightly blurred, right? Take it to ChatGPT. Look at the detail. I'm telling you. Look at the detail. That is incredible. Let's go ahead and save this so we can check out even more of the detail. We're going to save this under our downloads. Like I said, once you create something off ChatGPT, you can save it and put it in your archives. This is a business model, you guys, right? Use ChatGPT to leverage in your business. Look at that. Look at the detail in these shots, man. Wow, that is incredible. I'm actually picking the shirts they want. Everything is, man, wow. That's it. That's it, you guys. Another episode of how to leverage AI in your business. Like I said, you could change any picture in the color, right? I suggest doing this on older pics, right? And like if I wanted, I could even take this to CapCut, right? And make a slideshow out of all these pictures and put a voiceover behind it explaining the history of my grandparents and family members. So I'm Jackie Terry. There will be more episodes on how to leverage AI in your business. God bless you, and I'm out.